Locked in.
Torin! Why is it every time you get back from a supply run, you're nowhere to be found? Is it really that hard to stay put and not leave the station unattended?
You're exaggerating. It's not every time. Besides, Babs was here.
Babs can't regulate the station's power core. You know, the unstable power core.
So, how was your supply run? Those surgeon guys have everything you need?
No, they didn't. Per usual. And don't think I didn't notice you changing the subject.
Speaking of changing the subject, let me introduce my friend here.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you too. Sorry, who are you?
This is the person I told you about, Harper. The one I was looking for. He was very almost a permanent guest of Watchtower. Thankfully, though, I was there to save his sorry ass. Instead of waiting alone on an empty station, twiddling my thumbs.
Oh, I see. Huh. Then I guess you had a good excuse to not be here. You're off the hook. This time.
1,000 thank yous, my fair lady. Thy generosity is truly boundless.
Put a sock in it, Torin.
And you, Torin's friend? From what I understand, you be no fan of Watchtower, right? If you want to give them a bloody lip, come talk to me when you have a moment. Got a job for you.
That's Harper. Stardock belongs to her as much as it belongs to anyone. She lets a few of us hang out here, provided we don't misbehave. If you already trust me, then sure, you can trust her too. I do. It's thanks to her Stardock is even up and running in the first place. And I wasn't kidding about her being generous. She's good people. As for more personal details, you should go ask her yourself. I don't think she'd object to sharing. Stardock! Well, now it is, but it's really only had that name for the past few months. Before that, it laid abandoned for a decade or so. And before that, I think it was some sort of outpost during the Colony War? You should ask Harper about it. She knows more about this place than I do. Let's see. There's me, Gren, and the occasional drifter. And I suppose now you as well. Harper's got a soft spot for the dispossessed. That's for sure. That's a good question. It wasn't easy. I mean, I never intended for a suicide run, but still, you can't always rely on your talents to get you out of a jam. But I did have a way out. A sort of escape plan. Without getting too deep into the nitty-gritty details, let's just say this time, my talent was at least enough to avoid certain death. But not enough to land me anywhere near you, post-escape. That's why it took me a while to catch up to you. Sorry about that. But you did just fine without me. And I knew you would. For that, we need to go talk with Gren. He's a ship engineer. Can help us get everything set up and installed. You've not met him yet, so maybe I should... Gren maybe isn't what you'll be expecting. But you don't need to worry about him. He's on our side. I mean exactly what I said. He's on our side, and I fully trust him. We should head over to Gren's workshop. Or, I suppose we could go to the bar, talk with Harper first. She did seem to want you for something. It's up to you what we do. Lead, and I will follow.
Found him after all. Good.
reaction is understandable. Apologies if I caused distress. Maybe I should remove my helmet.
Oh, actually, that might... okay.
There. Much better. Torin really should have prepared you better for this.
Gren is ex-Watchtower. He's defected. No longer with them. Now he's as much their enemy as you or me. And as for his colorful appearance...
There's no need to be delicate, Torin. I won't be offended. We can speak plainly. If you're curious, please, feel free to ask any questions you might have. I'll answer what I can. Simple, really. It helps keep me safe and well. And not just because it's armor. Most Watchtower members undergo... changes to enhance them for their particular duties. These changes aren't entirely positive, however. There's always a number of complications. But our helmets and suits help mitigate these issues. Despite being augmented and conditioned by them, my loyalty to Watchtower was never strong. To me, it was always just a job. However, a chance encounter forced me to reevaluate my career choice. Learning what Watchtower does to people like you and Torin, that was something I wanted no part in. And so I deserted. Not something Watchtower takes kindly to. But for that to become a problem, they'll first need to find me. Probably not as much as you'd prefer. Watchtower is a highly secretive organization, even to those within it. All information is on a need-to-know basis. And since all I needed to know was engineering, what information I can share is limited. We can talk more on the subject later if you'd like. Unwell? No. In fact, right now I'm likely in better health than anyone on this station. My appearance is a result of genetic manipulation, something that most members of Watchtower are subjected to. It's a voluntary procedure, but one that's required to move up the ranks. I take it that means you recovered the control node.
Got it right here. Was exactly where you said we'd find it. Although a heads up about the mechs would have been nice.
Mechs? I'm shocked there were any remaining. They were all flagged for transfer. I hope they didn't cause too much trouble.
We're alive, aren't we? Don't worry about it. Still, you should probably work on your intel.
Intel is Harper's specialty, not mine. If you hand me the control node, we can begin building your fleet. Acceptable condition. Should suffice. I've already done most of the prep work. Installing this to the main board shouldn't be difficult. Please, have a seat. Help yourself to a snack or drink. This won't take long. There. I think we're done here. The control node integrated without issue. You now have a mainframe fully capable of fleet management and coordination. Nothing I didn't anticipate, but I have had weeks to plan this. Efficiently. This fleet command system I've fabricated, you should find it fairly intuitive. Go ahead, try it for yourself. Use the terminal and commission one of your other ships to your fleet. And that's all you have to do. That vessel's now part of your fleet. Newly commissioned vessels will automatically follow your lead ship. But if you'd prefer different tactics, you can always change their orders. Keep in mind, at the moment, the command system can only handle one additional ship. But if you want, you can always switch a vessel out for another. I was about to suggest you assign a pilot, but I see you've already figured out how to do that yourself. Congratulations. You now have an active fleet. Of course, it's only 2 ships, but in time, and with additional resources, we can grow that number. I'm unsure I can adequately explain. Suffice it to say, the fleet command system exploits Watchtower technology to our benefit. It's robust and adaptive.
Yeah, we owe you one, Gren. This should at least be enough to even the odds against any Watchtower patrols that come our way.
Torin, I noticed that your ship and the skydrop system I spent several weeks retrofitting into it are suspiciously absent.
About that. You see, there was a situation, unavoidable, really. One thing led to another, and I ended up destroying my ship.
That does not surprise me. And now, I am doubly glad that I began work on building a second skydrop deployment system. We can integrate it into your fleet's new ship immediately. I have a feeling you will make for a better custodian for it than Torin. Be advised, skydrops are used by fleet ships that remain in orbit. If you install a skydrop to your home ship, it'll be useless. Now, where did I put that vacuum tape? The skydrop system has been successfully integrated. I trust Torin has explained how it all operates. Naturally, you'll need flares to call one down. So, take these. That's all I have to hand right now. However, you can always craft additional flares, assuming you have the necessary materials. I may also be able to fabricate more for you. Be sure you check my personal stockpile from time to time. For now, that's all I can do for you. I hope it's enough.
We appreciate it, Gren. Really. But are you sure there's nothing else? Not to sound ungrateful, it's just...
So far, everything I've made has been reverse engineered from Watchtower hardware. The fleet command system, the skydrops. In theory, I could upgrade these things, but I'd need specialized components. Watchtower components.
Well, in that case, if we come across any Watchtower materials, we'll be sure to let you know. Ha! We have a fleet! Yes, right now it's only 2 ships, but it's still early days. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to expand. Now, I do believe the delightful Miss Harper requested your presence. So, let us visit her, post-haste.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how this thing goes?
First rule. This is my home, and you're a guest. So behave yourself.
But so long as you don't cause trouble, my docking bays are always open. With that out of the way, welcome to Stardock.
I think that's what we ended up calling this place.
Torin? Oh, that's a story.
We first met here, on this very station.
Both trying to lay claim to it.
I thought he was just some spacer, trying to muscle me out. Almost blew him out of an airlock.
What do you mean, almost?
But once we stopped trying to kill each other, we figured out we both just wanted a safe place to set up shop. Me? Not much to tell. I mean, I grew up in Neon, lost more to that city than I care to share. So, I left. After that, tried to do some good for a while. Fell in with one of the medical firms. would pull folks out of bad situations, patch them up if they're hurt. Felt right at the time, but didn't care much for all the regulations.
Just wanted to do what needed doing.
Now I do my own thing. No one holding me down, no one trying to pull my strings. Suits me just fine. That I do. Found this place a few months back, abandoned for years, falling apart at the seams.
But with a little love and a lot of welding,
we got it into decent shape. And best of all, here, I make the rules. Sleep a hell of a lot better knowing that.
sure did. Compared to Torin and Gren, I don't have much of an axe to grind with Watchtower. But from the little I know of them,
I don't think I like them very much.
they seem like the domineering type.
Sticking their noses where they're not wanted. So, when Gren tells me he detects some sort of Watchtower listening post in the Altair system, I can't say I'm too happy about that.
The Altair system? That's barely a jump away. No wonder you're agitated.
I don't care if it's the Freestar Collective, pirates, or even this Watchtower. I don't want anyone snooping around near my home. This listening post, it's not good for any of us. It's got to go.
Hey, you won't get any argument out of me.
So here's my proposition. I tell you where this listening post is, you download any data it's collected, then take it offline. I'll pay you for your time, a nice heap of credits, more than enough to make it worth your while. Beats me. That's part of why I'm asking you to do this. It could be something as innocuous as planet survey records, although that would be anticlimactic. They'll know someone hit their listening posts, sure. They're not idiots. But space is big. As long as you're careful and don't leave a trail, they'll have no clue who pulled the plug or where they went. Just keep your head down and don't get sloppy. No witnesses, no problem. We only passed by the system, but as best we could tell, the listening post was somewhere on Altair 3. Couldn't tell you exactly where, though. You'll probably have to investigate the planet to find that out.
We actually already have experience searching for Watchtower facilities. I think we know just what to look for. Well, we got a fleet. No reason not to head out right away. If you don't mind, I'll join you aboard your ship. Here we are. We should hunt down that listening post. Looks like we found it. Readings are similar to that Watchtower safe house we cracked open. Only smaller. Let me know if you need a hand. Otherwise, I'll stay here. Keep an eye on things.
Alright, while you focus.
I'm detecting. Are almost there? Want access to that listening post, you're gonna have to deal with these guys first. Might I suggest a skydrop?
Unusual. Resuming engagement. Permission requested. Re-evaluating threat level. Defensive barriers down.
must. Leave the rest for the scavengers.
Damn. Whatever intel was here is gone. But looks like we've still got a chance to recover some data. Seems there's some sort of broadcast array close by. Get back to your ship and meet me in orbit. We can look for this surveillance array.
We have victory. Orbital path
Bit
locked in.
difficult to tell, but I'm fairly sure that's Watchtower hardware. Yep, I think this is the surveillance array we're looking for. Doubt we'll be able to crack its encryption remotely. But maybe if we destroy it, we might be able to recover some of the data from the wreckage.
Directed to the
That's how
president.
it's done! Oh, glad to see the fleet strategy works as anticipated. We should search the array's wreckage, see if we can recover that intel for Harper. Hey, this salvage looks promising. Looks like we recovered a slate with some intel, got some Watchtower components, and... Huh. What are these?
Neither method doesn't do
cores?
anything. Doesn't.
Well, all right, I think we got what we need. Let's head back to Stardock. Harper and Gren will want to hear about this.
Nice jump. We're right on target.
Permission to dock has been confirmed. Maintain standard docking procedure.
Solid docking job there. Nice work.
A lot sure happened out there. We can either go fill Harper in on the details regarding the intel, or check in with Gren, pass on some of this Watchtower equipment we recovered. And maybe those guys will know what we can do with those computer core things we got.
Back already? Something wrong? I won't ask where these came from. But yeah, I can use these. Watchtower uses proprietary hardware. As long as I'm duplicating their tech, I'll need authentic components like these. Assuming you can provide me with enough components, I'm willing to fabricate and install more skydrops to your ships. A Watchtower computer core. Huh. These units are exceedingly rare. Within them lie blueprints for Watchtower constructs, things such as skydrops. Cores contain vast amounts of information, but like almost all Watchtower technology, they have inbuilt safeguards. If you lack proper credentials, you can't read specific data without triggering a purge protocol, erasing all other data from the device. So you understand, I can only extract a limited subset of information from a core. Even so, this is still useful. I suspect we can mine computer cores to acquire blueprints for new types of skydrops, or even devise upgrades for your fleet command system. Indeed, I believe the fleet command system can be expanded upon. For example, with data mined from a sufficient number of cores, I could raise the number of vessels you can coordinate, as well as other adaptations. Yes, most of their tech is designed to self-terminate, though each does so differently. Data archives delete themselves. More valuable ships will often detonate to leave salvage of little value. I've even heard of select personnel who are capable of disintegration so that they'll not leave traceable remains. The cores employ a crystal substrate that maximizes capacity, pushing data storage far beyond traditional computing. Their design is also remarkably resistant to intrusion. Attempts to hack or decode them are next to impossible. Even I find them difficult to fully comprehend. I would think that self-evident. By utilizing purge protocols, Watchtower ensures that no individual can freely learn data they deem sensitive. In this way, even members within their ranks are shielded from information that could compromise the organization's security. One moment. I will establish a link to the core. Connection confirmed. I see data for 3 skydrop schematics, yet we can only extract 1. Our available choices are drops for either a ballistic turret, a Shiva unit, or a surface smoke bomb. You must make a decision. What skydrop should we gain the ability to fabricate? Calls in a Model S Shiva bot to assist you. The Model S excels at close quarters skirmishes and rapid response. And what would that be? There, it's done. I've downloaded the relevant data. Now you'll have access to that skydrop to install onto any of your vessels. If you can find more computer cores, bring them to me, and I'll see what I can do with them. Until then, I can offer to outfit your ships with the skydrops we already have, assuming you have enough Watchtower components. Gratitude is unnecessary. However, it is appreciated. You said you found 2 computer cores, correct? I'd suggest you take one to Harper. I'm sure she'll have ideas on how to utilize it. If you need to restock any skydrops, or require any other ship services, just check in with Babs. I'll make sure she receives the necessary updates to assist you. Otherwise, I'll be here to help however I can. I'll return to my work, but I'll be here if you need me.
Cool. More toys to play with. Gren made a good point, though. We should go check in with Harper.
Good to see you back. Any news on that listening post? Huh. Well, thanks. I'm impressed. Things went smooth, right? You didn't run into any trouble, did you?
That depends on your definition of trouble. First, there were the Watchtower troops, then the listening post wiped its data, but not before transmitting it to an array for broadcast. And then we destroyed that array. A small fleet of Watchtower ships jumped in, attacking us on sight. I don't know, any of that sound like trouble?
Nothing you couldn't handle, huh? Sounds like famous last words. But you are still breathing, so guess you're right.
Still, that's got me wondering. How'd Watchtower have a fleet prepped to ambush you like that? They must have been watching those listening posts real close. But why? Just give me a second here. I'm gonna see what information I can pull from this intel slate. Encrypted. Not surprising. Let's run this through Gren's cracking algorithm. It worked. Quite a lot of data. I'm just skimming here, but yeah, this clears up a few things. The listening posts, Watchtower used them to track people, but only certain types of people. Huh. Looks like they got posts and surveillance arrays in most systems. They scan every ship that passes, looking for people of interest. And when a vessel gets flagged enough times, an array sends a signal to Watchtower, telling them to jump a fleet into that system.
That explains it. We're the people of interest. This is how they keep finding me, and how they found you. Sneaky little rascals.
Maybe. From what I read, does look like they've got listening posts in most every system. Though there seems to be exceptions. I noticed Alpha Centauri is curiously avoided. I guess because it's too hot for him there. Too many eyes watching, too many nosy officials.
Harper, is there any way we could find more of these listening posts and surveillance arrays? Because I'm thinking if we start shutting more of them down, Watchtower won't be able to track us as much.
Maybe. I did see something about listening posts in other systems. Hold on, let me run a quick search. Oh, crap. Gren warned me about this. The intel slate. When I started poking around for more specific info, the rest of the data kinda deleted itself. It's an inbuilt security measure. It's just how Watchtower tech works. Pretty much all of it has a self-destruct of some kind. But it's not a complete loss. I did pull the location for another listening post. There's one in the Kumasi system, on Kumasi 6.
Well, that's something. We can always go take that one down. And hey, maybe we'll recover more intel slates.
It's worth a shot. If you can bring me more of those slates, I can likely pull more locations for you. At a guess, from listening posts, or the arrays that keep them company. Each one's probably got a nugget of info we can take for ourselves. Just be ready for Watchtower to show up the moment you start poking around. Well, the data you brought back didn't really have much value, at least to me, but I'm still happy that listening post is gone. So here, your payment, and some advice. You need to be careful out there. Watchtower really is hunting you. These listening posts, any system that has one, makes you vulnerable to ambush.
Ah, but any system we clear of them means Watchtower can't track us there.
Yeah, I suppose. Up to you if you want to keep taking down listening posts. Just be ready for a Watchtower fleet to jump in and attack you. But whatever. Bring me more intel slates, and I'll do what I can to help.
Yeah, found 2 of them. Already gave one to Gren. Apparently, they hold data on how to build Watchtower tech.
You don't say. I think I've seen one of these in Gren's workshop. They store data on Watchtower schematics, It's how he built you those sky drops. But like the Intel slates, without the proper credentials, you can only pull a small amount of data before it wipes everything else. This hardware's a little beyond my skill to crack, but leave it with me. I know someone who might be able to get something useful from it. Well, I think we're done. Feel free to use Stardock for whatever you need. I think you've earned your spot here. I'll get you later.
Well, that was productive. You met with Gren and didn't kill him. Harper seems to like you. We found out how Watchtower's been tracking us, and even figured out how to exploit more of their technology against them. Well, you know, he's got that whole Watchtower thing going on. Now, I didn't think you actually would kill him, but it's good to know you can show restraint. I think for the time being, keep doing whatever it is you do. Watchtower are still a problem, but at least now you have a defense against them. And if you find yourself with some free time, you can always hunt down more listening posts, or have Gren build and upgrade stuff for your fleet. And if you don't mind the company, I think I'll stay on with you. You know, as an official part of your crew. Fantastic. Feel free to treat me as you would any other member of your crew. Order me around, have me clean the toilets, put the fear of God in me. Whatever. It's your show. I'm just here to lend a hand. All right, let's get going.
Clamps released. Smooth job. Nice work. Landing side looks clean. Let's set it down.
Yes? You need something? I am happy to help shoulder the load. Of course you can. You flatter me, dearest. By all means, continue. Thank you for the conversation and everything.
systems. Bridal course authorized. Commencing attack. Elevated.
We got this.
Compromised.
Make ready.
Structural integrity compromised. Defensive systems failing. System damage.
You're not walking out of here. Open fire. Extra.
Pressure hold